As I get older, I find myself, and it's nothing to be proud of, catching myself either reading from the Bible or being at Mass and going, yes, I've heard that reading before. And thinking that I've gotten everything I will ever get out of that reading. That there's no more you can tell me. I got it. And I catch myself, but to be honest, I do. I have fallen in that trap more than once. And when I look at the gospel today and Jesus telling us not to store treasures on earth, but to store them in heaven, we all know that. We all understand, we've heard the preachers before. But the question I asked myself when I was reading this last night, it's something that my dad used to say to me, you might know it, but what are you doing about it? And I really wondered, we sometimes, our anxiety, as when Paul was mentioning his anxiety, the anxiety growing as through the years have been how to pay the electric bill, or how are the children. There were so many things going on in the world that my anxiety and my efforts were placed to the point that sometimes to the exclusion of God. And I was building up my treasures to make sure that everything was being taken place. You know what I mean? Make sure that everything was being taken care of here. Not that I was being a horrible person, but that I wasn't putting any time into taking care of things that will last. Where Jesus said, no one can steal from you. No one can take from you. It won't go away. It won't pass away. It's amazing to really realize as you get older, nothing really does last forever. Things that you think are always going to be there isn't necessary. And we've all heard where your treasure is, there where your heart will be. But I think we've heard it so much that sometimes I let it go like this, right over my head. Yes, I've heard that. And I think today's a day just to pause. And it's not necessarily money. I always, where your treasure is. It doesn't have to be money. In this case, a treasure can be a hobby, an interest, whatever it is, it becomes more important. If Father Michael was standing here, he would probably say kids in their sports was more important than going to Mass. But we have to ask ourselves, what do we hold to be valuable? What is it that we hold in esteem? What is it that's important to us? Because where we choose, that's what we're serving. And that's our goal and our aim. Finally, I did notice and really struck me where it says the lamp of the body is the eye. It's crossed my mind while I was reading this, and Jesus warning that if your light is darkness, how great your darkness will be. That I grew up in a time that in the television, movies, I dream of Jeannie couldn't show her belly button on television. And now I can walk into a room or somebody's house and they have Game of Thrones on the TV and I'm wondering if they're watching porn. And it's a station that a child can turn on. And I wonder if I have turned a blind eye and just go, well, that's the way it is today. Instead of being sure that what I look on and what I participate in and what I watch and what I see, because it is the eye is sound, your body would be sound, our soul be sound. Am I letting the darkness creep in even without me thinking about it? So between our treasure and our eyes, I think the Lord is asking us, where do we focus our lives? Where do we put our time and our effort? What do we look at? What do we work towards? And we look for the things in life and the things of eternity that no thief can take from us.